Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it is absolutely real. We are talking about something called smart dust. So, let me ask you something. What if computers became, well, invisible? I mean, really think about it. The sensors, the processors that run pretty much everything, what if they were so tiny you couldn't even see them? What would change? That's the world we're going to step into today. All right, here's how we're going to break it down. First up, we'll introduce what smart dust actually is. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how the tech works. We'll also talk about the company that's making this happen, and then we'll look at what this new world of sensors could mean for all of us. Sound good? Let's get started.
So let's kick things off. Introducing smart dust, what some are calling the invisible revolution. And really, that's what it is, a technology that could completely change how we interact with the physical world by, embedding intelligence absolutely everywhere.
Okay, so what are we really talking about here? Smart dust, at its heart, is a revolutionary microscopic chip. But, and this is the key thing, it's not just some simple component. It's a fully integrated system on chip, an OSC. That means it's got its own AI processor baked right in. And maybe the most mind-blowing part of all, it's completely battery-free. No battery.
Now, being battery-free, that's a total game changer. These chips are powered continuously just by the energy that's already around them. We're talking light, vibrations, even stray radio waves. And because of that, they can operate all by themselves for decades. Think about that for a second. Decades of autonomous operation. No external batteries to swap out, no antennas, no wires, or any of that traditional infrastructure. You literally just set it and forget.
All right, I know what you're thinking. This sounds kind of like magic, right? So how on earth does it actually work? Let's get into the mechanics of it all. The power, the sensing, and the communication. It all boils down to a really elegant three-step process. Step 1. Harvest energy. The chip just soaks up power from the environment around it. Step 2, sense and analyze. It uses that power to gather data, and this is super important. It processes that data locally, right there on the chip, using its built-in AI. And finally, step 3, communicate securely. It sends out its findings using a completely invisible RF-free signal. No radio waves to track. And when you put smart dust up against our traditional sensors, the difference is, well, it's night and day. Think about it. Today's sensors, they need batteries or wires. They're often big and bulky, easy to spot. And their radio signals, they're vulnerable. They can be jammed or intersected. Smart dust just flips the script on all of that. It powers itself with ambient energy, it's microscopic, and because it's RF-free, it's way more secure. It's a totally different league. But here's where it gets really wild. It's not just about one chip. When you have a whole bunch of them together, they form what the company calls a superorganism. Seriously, think of it like a swarm of bees or a school of fish. Each little dust mote works with the others. They create this amazing, self-organizing, collision-free mesh network. They act like a single collective brain, a decentralized intelligence. This isn't about sending data back to some big central server anymore. This is about the environment itself becoming intelligent.
Okay, so who's the brain behind this incredible tech? That brings us to the company EPIC Semiconductors. And we need to take a second here to correct the record on something, because there's a pretty common mix-up about their history.
The company is EPIC Semiconductors. They were founded back in 2008 up in Vancouver, Canada, by Wolf Richter and CEO Linda Zedek.
All right, so here's the timeline we need to clear up. The whole EPIC name thing has caused some confusion. You see, back in 2004, DARPA, the Defense Research Agency, did launch a program called EPIC, but that was a government thing, focused on electronic and photonic integrated circuits. Totally separate. Then, 4 years later, in 2008, a private company, EPIC Semiconductors, was founded by Linda Zada and Wolf Richter, inspired by different technologies altogether. So, just to be super clear, same acronym, two completely different entities.
And this is not just some pie-in-the-sky idea. We're talking about a company that has built a fortress of intellectual property around its core tech. They hold over 20 patents, and these aren't just minor patents. They're foundational. This is way more than just legal paperwork. It's the very core of their business strategy. They license out this powerful platform letting other innovators across tons of different industries build their own applications right on top of this groundbreaking technology.
Okay, so we've got this tiny, self-powered, intelligent sensor. Big deal, right? Well, yeah, it is. So let's talk about why this matters. What does a new world of sensors actually mean for us? The potential applications here are, honestly, staggering, especially in high-stakes areas. For defense and intelligence, imagine being able to deploy these for deep sensing in hostile environments where you just can't risk traditional tech. In the industrial world, you could embed them deep inside machinery to predict failures before they happen. And in healthcare, this is where it gets truly revolutionary. We're talking about in-body diagnostics, sensors that could monitor for cancer or track your vitals literally from inside your body.
And remember how we clarify that Epic Semiconductors wasn't part of that old 2004 program? Well, fast forward to today, and they have earned modern recognition from DARPA. Their Smart Dust platform was recently flagged by the DARPA Aris Marketplace as an awardable solution. That's a huge stamp of approval, validating its incredible potential for innovation, especially when it comes to national security.
So this all brings us right back to where we started. This isn't just about making better sensors. It's about creating a world where intelligence is literally woven into the fabric of our environment. So I'll leave you with this question. When everyday objects, from a bridge to a car part to even a pill you swallow, can all sense, think, and communicate, what's the very first thing that changes? What part of our world transforms first? That's something to chew on. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.